Ready, set, adventure! Welcome to Hikanuki World Tour and to day 9 aboard our cruise on the NCL Spirit. Today we'll visit some amazing cultural sites in Koh Samui, Thailand. We'll see the Big Buddha and the Laughing Buddha. Back on the ship we'll see a beautiful sunset.
Cheers!
We'll have dinner and enjoy a Motown party. So come join us. Good morning from the NCL Spirit as we approach Koh Samui, Thailand. Today is a tender port and we'll be arriving at 10 a.m. with the last tender at 5 p.m. We have a city highlights tour today, so we'll be leaving the ship at 10:15. That gives us plenty of time to go to the local for breakfast. My husband had the English breakfast and I had the omelet with potatoes. I guess I'm kind of in an omelet rut, but for me it's always a good way to start the morning. We also had a toasted English muffin and fruit salad. Out on deck, the weather was beautiful and a crowd was gathering. Also anchored today was the Costa ship, and people are watching the tenders. In the atrium, people were waiting for their tender ticket number to be called. We were on an excursion, so we headed to the theater. Unlike some of our other ports, there would be much less time spent on the bus today.
Today, probably you will see a little bit of crew areas. That's one of the perks of being on a tender port. If you don't go on the right tender, that's it, gone.
And here's what happens when you send all the tour groups to the same spot and have them leave at the same time. Chaos quickly ensues and everybody wants to be first. NCL really needs to develop a better system for excursions.
6 is missing 6.
Our trip to the tender was a bit circuitous and even took us through crew-only areas. Sometimes cruise lines will use their own lifeboats for tenders, other times they'll use the boats provided by the country that we're visiting. This was a boat from Thailand, and they made sure to fill every available seat, and we were packed in like sardines. While the tender process tends to be a bit tedious, it does always provide beautiful views of your ship. Oftentimes when you're on an excursion, you'll get priority access to the tenders. And here's a beautiful view of the Norwegian Spirit. Our short ride on the tender was very choppy and rather uncomfortable. We had some slight doubts about its seaworthiness. The trip took about 15 or 20 minutes. And we did arrive safely. Although it was quite windy, and we were seated near the engine and it was quite loud. It was definitely not the best tender ride I've ever had. But all's well that ends well, and we soon arrived at the port and got on the bus for our tour. Other excursions for today that were offered included a trip to the beach, the elephant sanctuary, and even a cooking class. We chose the highlights tour, which was going to visit a couple of the temples and a stop at a scenic viewpoint.
Welcome to Thailand, the land of smart. So now we are in Samui, and your tour duration is 4.5 hours, and we're going to stop at the Big Buddha. Today, not so good. Outside, very hot. Okay, very hot. So I supply the water for you to slowly drink. Okay.
Samui is the second largest of Thailand's islands, second to Phuket. Both islands cater to tourists, with Samui being the quieter, more laid back of the two.
So always ask, hey, Shipboard, you are Japanese? I'm Thai. And we run by the coastal road, the ring road.
If you've watched season 3 of The White Lotus, you may recognize some of the scenes around the island of Koh Samui, as that's where the season is taking place. The island is known for its beautiful beaches as well as a vibrant nightlife. You'll even be able to find a McDonald's. You'll also find plenty of opportunities to try the local cuisine. After a 40-minute drive, we've arrived at our first stop, the Temple of the Big Buddha. This is a sacred place, so you should dress modestly, with your shoulders and knees covered. This is one of the most visited attractions in Koh Samui, and you won't want to miss it. The grounds surrounding the base of the Big Buddha are large and well maintained. As with many Buddhist temples, guardians stand watch. These fearsome-looking characters are tasked with taking care of the precious temple. Although a popular tourist destination, this is a place of worship and meditation for many Buddhists. With 2 cruise ships in port, today was a very busy day at the temple. You'll find many opportunities for shopping here, including clothing, fruit, souvenirs, and local food stalls. There are a number of smaller shrines good for meditation and reflection. These offer peace and tranquility even on a busy day. The Big Buddha was built in 1972 by local monks. The Buddha stands 12 meters tall or 39 feet tall and is a prominent landmark. The statue represents Buddha in the Mara position. This symbolizes purity and enlightenment and is depicted in the moment of victory over the temptations of the demon Mara. The right knee touching the ground symbolizes determination to overcome temptation, and the left hand in lap symbolizes meditation and concentration. The Buddhist Wheel of Life and Dragon were added after the initial installation. Peacefulness is sometimes interrupted by airplanes flying low overhead. There is no shortage of photo opportunities at the Big Buddha. You'll also find smaller statues at the base. There are many bells around the statue. They represent wisdom and compassion. And of course, the airplanes represent transportation. Here you may encounter some of the Buddhist monks who are happy to share their teachings. Around the corner and behind the structures, you will find the restrooms. They were relatively clean and tidy. Use a bucket of water to flush the toilet. While there was no admission fee to enter the temples, donations are always appreciated. There are 73 steps up to the Big Buddha. Our guide warned us that they are especially slippery after the rain. Religious items were offered for purchase. These reminded me of some of the slot machines I've played. This location is actually on its own island, Koh Phan. You'll see spectacular views of the Gulf of Thailand as well as surrounding islands. Let's take a look at the shopping areas. You'll find colorful straw hats, a place to get a drink or souvenirs, something to keep your Thai beer cold, colorfully decorated bags, mementos and statuettes, plenty of clothing options for the hot climate, more souvenirs for the folks back home, decorated bowls made from the local coconut shells, more lightweight clothing, and a snack shop where you can grab a familiar drink. And now back to the bus for our short trip to our second stop. Wat Plai Laem was about 5 minutes from the Big Buddha. We arrived here at about 1:30 in the afternoon. The first area we encountered was busy with people who had just attended a funeral. This area was beautiful, but out of respect for the families, we continued on next door. Wat Plai Laem incorporates Chinese and Thai traditions. The statues here date back to 2004. You'll feel like you walked onto a movie set when you cross the bridge and encounter the Laughing Buddha. In Chinese culture, the white Buddha symbolizes wealth and prosperity. While there were still many people here, this area felt more spacious and less crowded than the Big Buddha area. You'll find other statues and smaller shrines here. Just a reminder to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to Hikanuki World Tour. It really helps our channel grow. Thanks, we really do appreciate you. The pavilions are built on platforms, and below you can feed the fish for 3 baht. To me, this area had a very cheerful yet peaceful vibe. You'll find smaller shrines dedicated to Vishnu, Ganesha, Shiva, and Saka. There are many signs throughout so you can learn more about the Buddhist culture. These smaller shrines surround the Laughing Buddha. The temple appears to be floating on a lotus flower. Here you can see some Buddhist monks at the temple. The ornate structures are a fusion of Chinese and Thai architecture. Remember, this is a religious site and you should dress modestly. The pavilions are located in a beautiful tree-lined park-like setting. Next to the Buddha, you'll find the Ceremonial House. Incense is burned as a sacred offering to the Buddha and as a way to show reverence and devotion. This kitty was finding his inner peace. We removed our shoes and then headed into the ceremonial hall. The colors and paintings were breathtaking. The walls were lined with paintings depicting the life lessons of Buddhism. This was a place for peaceful reverence and quiet contemplation. Buddhism is the predominant religion of Thailand and is practiced by nearly 90% of the population. These paintings are not only decorative but educational. They illustrate Buddhist principles for devotees and visitors alike. Here you see offerings left in reverence of the Buddha. Back outside, we were ready to cross the bridge and see Guanyin. If you're in Koh Samui, this is another must-see. Guanyin is the Bodhisattva of compassion and mercy, represented here by this 11-meter-tall, 18-armed statue. The many arms suggest omnipresence and the capacity to respond to the cries of suffering anywhere in the universe. Guanyin is often seen riding atop a dragon. The symbolism has many different meanings associated with it, including as a symbol of strength. The various implements held in the hands represent different skills used to bring followers to their path of enlightenment. Looking out across the water, this area looked like a fairy tale, and pictures can't quite do it justice. And it's a peaceful sanctuary for fish and cats alike. There were a couple of small stands available where you could pick up a drink or a snack. It was definitely a hot day. And one last look back before heading to the bus. Our smiling guide was waiting for us and looking good.
Oh, you look good, you look good, you look good. Thank you.
And for the men, I recommend Chang beer. Chang, because after you drink Chang, then you got more power. Okay? And for ladies, I recommend Singa.
Our final stop was at a restaurant bar area to stop for a free soft drink. His beer recommendations were available, but you had to pay for them. This stop gave us a beautiful view of Chao Wang, the popular beach and resort area of Koh Samui. And although it took a while, we were here with the beer. This was definitely a beautiful, peaceful spot with the view. I will say most of the people in our tour group opted for the free soft drink. But that's okay, whatever floats your boat. The water here was beautiful and clear. I would definitely come back to Koh Samui and would love to visit a beach. But I'm glad we chose this excursion and got to see the cultural sites. We also really enjoyed our tour guide. He was funny and engaging and gave us a lot of good information. I'd say this was probably our best excursion of the cruise, and I would not hesitate to recommend it to other people. Although unlike some of the other places we visited, you could probably do Koh Samui on your own. Back at the port, there was a market in full swing. We were dropped off at about 4:15, and the last tender back to the ship was at 5 o'clock, so we decided not to try to go to the market. For the return trip, we boarded the lifeboat from the NCL Spirit. We thought this would be a better option than the boat we had taken over, but it was just as cramped, and with no circulation, it felt like it was about 130 degrees. We stopped by the atrium for visual trivia. That made us thirsty, so we went to the local for beer and stayed for a snack. We just wanted to grab a few things since we would be going to dinner soon enough. So we had the Cobb salad and some chicken wings with barbecue sauce. And we also shared the loaded nachos. And then what I wish I would have discovered on day 1 instead of day 9, the hot fudge sundae. It was the best. We headed to Spice H2O for the sunset.
Okay, here we are. Sunset. Had a great day, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
great day.
Cheers.
Yeah, stay on the beach. Woo!
It had been a nearly perfect day for us weather-wise. It was definitely hot and humid, but I much prefer that to cold, rainy, and foggy. This was easily my favorite port of the cruise and somewhere I would definitely come back to. The stunning sunset was a perfect way to end this day. We bid farewell to the Costa ship as we sailed off into the sunset. We saw some of the ferries returning from the outer islands. And on board it was time for a romantic stroll. There were even a few people remaining in the pool. And for us, it was dinner time. We were dining at the main dining room, Windows. NCL has anytime dining, so you can choose whatever suits you for dinner time. We like the flexibility that this offers and personally never had to wait for a table. However, for a larger party, it may be a bit of an issue. Tonight we returned back to our favorite dinner wine, the Cabernet Sauvignon. And as always, started with bread and rolls. The ship was really rocking and vibrating tonight. Tomorrow is a sea day on our way to Singapore, and hopefully the seas won't be too rough. For dinner I started with the French onion soup. Then we tried the asparagus and artichoke risotto, which was just a little too bland. We returned to an appetizer we had and liked in the past, the cheese ravioli with lobster cream sauce. For an entree, my husband chose the turkey scallopini, and it was one of the favorite entrees he had all cruise. And I had the Idaho potato pot pie. The sauce was creamy and delicious. Tonight was the premiere of NCL's new Ignite the Night production show.
Let me tell you something. This is our brand new show. You're the first, well, the second, because we had a show at 7. Second audience ever to watch this show is our brand new show in Norwegian Cruise Line.
This is your time. It's where you'll find your memory. We are a family, the pride of the land and sea, and wherever you roam, you'll find your home inside your memory.
Please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the crew, staff, and officers of the Norwegian Spirit.
You reach for all I will allow, 'cause you are Norwegian now.
Make a big noise. Give it up for the Washi Washi team. Let's hear from the crew.
I am your washi. Thank you for cruising. Don't forget the online survey, Norwegian Spirit #1. Thank you, Victor.
As we left the theater, we were able to thank the officers and crew. And now it's time to see what's cooking at karaoke. Meanwhile, up in the Spinnaker, it was time for the Motown Party.
right. Are we having fun? All right, good job.
Once you finish dancing in the streets, stop by the Humidor Cigar Lounge. It's tucked away next to the Spinnaker Lounge and is a comfortable, quiet place to enjoy a cigar. Down at Henry's Pub, Dial to Duo had the crowd on their feet.
Very superstitious. Watch your pants ahead. 7 years of rhythm. I guess you say what can make me feel this. One more time. My girl, talking about my girl, my girl. Your turn. My girl. Talking about my girl. Talking about my girl. Talk about the sunshine on the polarity. Moments on your back, come on. From outer space, I just walked into my without a look upon your face. To the gym that's too long, I should have had a nigga key. Without a second of my loving, you'll be back from out of me. Go and I go, walk out the door. Just turn around now, just show how what come and go. What you the one which I heard, pretty good night. You the thing I'm wrong for, you the thing I'm dead. I oh no, I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I stay alive. It's fun to stand up, YMCA. It's fun to stand up, YMCA. Yeah.
Bartenders are always hard at work. And she's shaking it up. Meanwhile, the crowd was on their feet. And so that ends a busy day 9 on the NCL Spirit. Tomorrow is our last day, and we'll spend it at sea as we travel to Singapore. Thanks for joining us at Hikanuki World Tour on our visit to Koh Samui, Thailand. Our travel wisdom for today is from the Buddha. It is better to travel than to arrive. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. And hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted when new videos are dropped.